In this video, I will be ranking all 6 Mitski albums from best to worst. Each album will get a score for how good it is, and I will also say what the top 3 songs are. Before we get into it though, I want to first explain who Mitski is. Mitski is an indie pop artist. Okay, let's begin. Number 6. Yanni Heaven. Yanni Heaven is Mitski's newest and most inconsistent project. Before the album came out, me and everyone else was really hyped because of all the fire singles she released. But when the project finally came out, we realized that out of all the songs she hadn't already released, there were like 3 good ones. This album definitely gets more wrong than any other Mitski album, but there's still lots it gets right. To understand what this album does best, let's take a closer look at one of my favorite songs from the project, Working for the Knife. The song is about how, in her time away from music, Mitski became a butcher in New York. The idea of the knife, while also being a metaphorical representation of how she is working for something that is damaging her mental health and morals because she is a vegan, is also about the literal knife she is using to cut up the meat in the butchery with. One might say that the knife is working for her because she is using it to achieve the task of cutting up the meat. But in actuality, she is working for the knife. She feels like her cutlery is her boss, and she is just doing what it requests of her. A lot of concepts and sounds on this project are innovative and interesting. The part in Valentine, Texas where she goes like, "By a fire," and the whole rest of the song comes in is one of my favorite moments on the entire album. It's too bad that there are these annoying, forgettable nothingness songs that bring down the overall rating of the project. In the song That's Our Lamp, she keeps talking about this lamp she owns, and I hate lamps. Also, the instrumental of that song was kinda, My favorite songs on this album are Stay Soft, Should Have Been Me, and Working for the Knife. Number 5. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is an album about how Mitski has finished being sad and now she's gonna start making money. She's saying goodbye to her Danish sweetheart because she doesn't have time for relationships anymore and she's going into the real world, the world of business. In the final song on the album, Class of 2013, she keeps asking her mum to come and help her. In the song, she explains that she enrolled into Hustlers University and she had started a failing e-commerce business. And now the only thing she has left is her mother for financial support. "Mom, is it alright if I stay a year or 2? Mitski here is saying she can no longer afford rent for her apartment because her Shopify free trial ended. It was her dream to resell clothes from Alibaba, but this dream, like most things in life, was unrealistic and could not be achieved." The sound on this project is really unique and unsettling at times, especially on tracks like Shame. But it's also really structured and pretty sounding at times. Even on the prettiest tracks, there is a continued sense of dread or unease. In the track we just listened to, Strawberry Blonde, she keeps ending somewhat happy lines with the phrase, "I ache." This is because she is so tired from working on her e-commerce business that her fingers are literally aching. My top 3 songs on this project are Goodbye My Danish Sweetheart, Square, and Class of 2013. Number 4. Lush. Lush is one of Mitski's more underrated projects. It's Mitski's first album and it explores a lot of themes that we see more developed in later albums. Sad girl plays the piano, sad girl plays the guitar, sad girl plays the acapella. Lush is about the meaninglessness of societal beauty ideas. It explores the danger of women being valued only for beauty and Mitski's personal experience relating to that. The song Liquid Smooth is a testament to this. It was written when she was at the beginning of her 20s. Quote, "I'm in my prime." Mitski has lived her life being told that a woman's value is derived by her beauty, and now she is at her technical prime. What is there to do? What is her purpose now? The sound of Lush is also really cool. There's lots of contrast between the different types of songs. We have the noisy guitar on Brand New City coming right after a song that is sung entirely a cappella. But they all tie together so well that this blend of genres feels natural and cohesive. It's kind of fucking insane that this is her first project because it is really good. Like, this is something she made when she was in university. There's this YouTube video of her playing some songs from Lush for her final exam. Want to see the guy that came before her? These guys were in the same class. My personal favorite song on the album is called Door. It is the least listened to Mitski song ever, and I don't even remember it, so it probably wasn't that good, but I like the name. Some other songs with really good names are Eric and Abby, because she named them after two of her friends the day before she released the album. My favorite songs on the album are Liquid Smooth, Brand New City, and Abby. Number 3. Be the Cowboy. No matter what level you know Mitski on, there is a 100% chance that you know this album. The songs Nobody, Me and My Husband, and Washing Machine Heart have plagued TikTok since its conception. Legend has it Mitski wrote this album while she was on a horse. This theory is supported by the many horse-themed metaphors she uses. She even named one of her songs after her Minecraft horse. As a Mitski connoisseur, I would say that this album has my most hours of listening time. While some of her albums might be better, this one definitely is the easiest to listen to. If I had to recommend a Mitski album to a friend who had no idea who Mitski was, I would recommend Be the Cowboy. The sound of this project is so different from her previous albums. The ambitious use of the synth paired with her melancholy lyricism creates an extremely satisfying yet bittersweet effect. Although the synth appears in pretty much every song, the genres range from indie rock to bedroom pop. With this being said, some of the songs that don't have a lot going on feel slightly boring and out of place. The song Blue Light is about how Mitski's computer kept blue screening while she was reading the Spirited Away manga. She got so mad during one of her restarts, she began to write the song. I really like how Mitski always keeps it real with her songwriting. My favorite songs on this album are Old Friend, Pearl, and Nobody. Number 2. Puberty 2. When I first started listening to Mitski, I avoided this album because I was like, oh, I have to listen to Puberty 1 first. But one day I was thinking about it and I realized that Puberty 1 was the friends we made along the way. Puberty 2 is some good stuff. It is the rawest of the Mitski albums, giving the feeling of being underproduced while also not being underproduced. It follows the tale of how Mitski became a gambling addict and bet all of her life savings in dog races. She bet on the losing dogs every time and slowly lost all the money she made from her previous projects. It tells the tale of how, at her lowest point of her life, she built herself up again to the point where she could finally be happy. She then met Dan, a dancer at a local pub. Together one night, they were both doing crack and decided to have a child. The album really encompasses what it feels like to be a mother, and this is part of Mitski's musical genius. I really like the song My Body Is Made of Crushed Little Stars because I can relate to being broke as fuck and wanting to do cool shit, but I can't because I'm broke as fuck. The song easily has the most raw, intense emotion of any Mitski song. It perfectly captures the feeling of being powerless and the intense desire to take back control. Every song on this album is great, and I know the lyrics to pretty much all of them. To be honest, my biggest criticism of this album is the album cover. It's probably the second worst of all of the album covers, and she keeps using this fucking font. But yeah, this shit goes hard. My favorite songs from Puberty 2 are Your Best American Girl, My Body Is Crushed Little Made of Stars, and I Bet on Losing Dogs. Number 1. Bury Me at Makeout Creek. The name Bury Me at Makeout Creek is actually a reference to The Simpsons.
Bury me at Makeout Creek!
Continuing this theme of being related to animated TV shows, the song Francis Forever is sung by Marceline in Adventure Time.
I don't know what to do without you.
This is how I, and many other non-TikTokian humans, first discovered Mitski. Bury Me at Makeout Creek is Mitski's third album, and the first time we see her delve away from her usual piano-based material. The beautiful vocals on top of the sometimes very rough electric guitar blend together to create catchy and really musically interesting melodies on just about every song. There are so many powerful moments throughout this album. I would argue that each song has its own most powerful moment that when looked at in the greater context of the album combine into this spectacular amalgamation of emotion. It's hard for me to describe what I mean by this, how good the songs are and how the album cohesively fits together so well. I feel the only way for you to truly understand what it sounds like is for you to actually listen to the best moment of every song. Okay, here we go. Wow, that was some good music, right? Okay, so now you understand what makes the sound so good, let's move on to the actual content and lyricism of the album. Bury Me at Makeout Creek at its essence is about caring for yourself and caring in general. In the song I Will, Mitski says, I will take good care of you, but only if you would let you, rather than if only you would let me. This reveals that the song is about her caring for herself. Other themes of self-care come up in the song First Love / Late Spring, where she talks about a relationship where she would do anything her partner asks of her. The way she is so open to the fact of the true nature and toxicity of this relationship means she is probably writing the song in hindsight, and the song exists to criticize this type of submission. The album spreads the message that it is ultimately toxic and destructive to care about anyone else more than you care about yourself. I would also like to mention that this is hands down easily the best Mitski album cover, it's not even close. My favorite songs on this project are Francis Forever, I Will, and First Love / Late Spring, and all the other ones. Hey, thanks for watching my stupid video. This is my first video and I plan on making more Mitski videos, so if you like the video, that would be very good. If you want to subscribe, that would be very good.